welcome to this special coverage of the 2016 elections brought to you by VTV6. We are here now with John Millecam, who is running for the Uintah County Commissioner seat. Thank you for joining us today, John.
Thank you, Dave.
To remind the audience, what we've done is given you 6 questions in advance, and we're going to be asking you those questions, and we have 7 minutes of time that you can use however you'd like. Good. So I'll start with the first question, and maybe you can introduce yourself, give a little bit of information about your background and qualifications for the position.
Okay. Like you said, my name is John Millecam. I'm a lifelong resident here. I was in business here for 43 years. I have a bachelor's degree in business management from Brigham Young University with minors in statistics, economics, and personnel. I've had a vast experience, and that experience that I've had has taught me many things that will serve this county. For example, when I was a young man, I was in my mid-20s, I was elected to be on the Uintah County Board of Education. And the first thing that happened about a year after that election, I was asked by the board to serve as their president, and the board president, his number one job is to negotiate with the teachers for their salaries. And the first thing they did was sent me to what I call mean school, to learn all the little dirty tricks you pull on teachers to negotiate those salaries down. And after I came home from that, I just didn't feel comfortable about that, and so I called a man who was president of the Teachers Association, Wayne Gurney, and we met, had lunch, and he made a statement that I really believe in, and he said, "Let's agree to disagree in an agreeable manner." And I've tried to live by that. That experience being on the Board of Education and using that tool has served me well, and it'll serve the people of Uintah County. Later on in life, I was elected to be the Uintah County Republican Chairman, and I served there for a long time. And I was part of that when we received, Jack Seitz got the bill passed to get us the County of Origin money that's mineral lease money. Before that, the balance of trades with the state of Utah was crazy. We were just in a deficit and struggling, trying to stay alive. And I'm full aware of the intent of that money, and it is to mitigate the vacillation in our economy, which we are going through right now. And to be honest with you, our county has done a pretty poor job of spending that money. They've spent it mostly on luxury items, which we all know about, and we need to have discipline with that. As we disobey the intent of that law and spend it on luxury items, we put ourselves at risk with the state of Utah, in that the intent of that is to help take out the valleys in these times, and we haven't done that. So other counties have the same issues we do, and they want to equalize it. So we need to be cautious with that. All this time I was in business for myself as the owner of Utah Motor Company for 43 years, and then I was appointed to the Uintah County Recreation Board, and I served there for about 8 years, and I learned a lot about transparency, and I want to talk to, that's the key issue with Uintah County, is transparency, and I want to talk to you about the things we did with transparency that really worked, and they served this county very well. We really wanted to have a recreation center, and we were searching for grounds and places to put that on, and we searched and looked. Our board did individually. As a board, we looked for several years to find the perfect place to build a recreation center. And personally, I fell in love with what I call the K property, which is where the recreation center is now. And it belonged to a family whose parents were Alvin and Virginia K. And Av K was the mayor of Vernal City for many years. He'd passed away, and this ground belonged to his family. And I negotiated personally with the K family for about a year. Every meeting started the same. I told the K family that they needed to understand I had no authority to be there, that I didn't represent the board, I didn't represent the county. I just wanted to know if there was a deal to be made. And we talked regularly for about a year, and after about a year we came to a deal that I thought would work. By the way, that family is an amazing family. As we got the deal made, we bought that ground for $1.5 million, 80 acres in the heart of Vernal, prime ground with live water through it. And as we got the deal all made, right as we were making it, a company who sold homes made an offer that was almost twice what ours was. And as we talked to the Kays, I told them that their parents would want that ground to be a recreation center, and they agreed. As soon as they agreed, within a day of that agreement being reached, I met with my board and told them that the ground was available, and when we went over the money and we had the money to buy it, and many members of the board said we should buy it immediately. And they said we should buy it because we can. That is not transparency. That's what we're going through now. We're doing stuff because we can, not because the people want it. So what we did as a board is we took 6 months off from purchasing that ground, and we mounted what I called a political campaign. We went to every board that would hear us. We started with the county commission, the school board, the city councils, and then we started meeting with clubs, then we started meeting with book clubs, anybody that would hear us. We called open meetings for 6 months, and we got some great suggestions. The benefit of transparency is the public really knows what's going on, and they have vast knowledge, and we're able to draw from it. For example, on that property, somebody said in one of the meetings that it may be bad ground, that it's going to compress, and that the foundations will crack underneath the rec center.
You have about 1 minute left.
And so we checked, and sure enough, it was bad, and we altered that. Then we went through the same process when we built the rec center. And when we did that, then we get a rec center that everybody likes. Now we've gone away from that. We're right in the middle of a deal where Uintah County Commissioners have already gone to the CIB board to buy the canal companies out, and there hasn't been one meeting with anybody publicly. The first we found out about that happening was last week when the CIB board approved the loan. And the people of this county, including the news media, didn't even know that was happening. And to me, that is the #1 key. The people of this county need to know what's going on, and we do it proactively. We make this bold statement that we say, transparency is not the obligation of the people to find out. It's the obligation of the politician to make sure people understand. And we do that through methodology like we're doing today.
And that's it. We are out of time. Thank you very much for joining us. John Millecam,
Thank you.
running for Uintah County Commissioner. And of course, thank you all for watching.